You know, in TV, they always love to give you like big dramatic climaxes and payoffs and season finales. Well, Full Court Friday is no different, because if you joined us last night, you know we saved our best for last.
Yeah, no question about it. Playoff time is imminent. These games mean more on the South Side. Game of the year, and also on the South Side, a rivalry that brought a whole county to town. What a night of basketball.
Yeah, the situation in Southwood, the scuffle in Southwood, whatever you want to call it, we had a twin bill to die for. And my goodness gracious, when it starts with this. The Seminoles of Florida High had a perfect regular season save for one game, and that was against who, Dominic, Miranda?
That would be the Maclay Marauders, the 8th ranked in 3A Maclay Marauders. Florida High, like Ryan said, just one blemish on the year, ranked 3rd in the class. A rematch, this time a district title on the line, and Bob Albertson gym was hopping. Not an empty seat in the house. They were treated in the very best way you can imagine. Let's cut to the chase here. Tight game all throughout. 4th quarter, Maclay down 3, just over a minute to play. Ezekiel Podgorski and 1. My goodness, that ties things up. Here we go, Ryan Kelly.
All right, Florida High had a chance to win this thing in regulation, so of course you're going to go to Anthony Robinson, right? M-I-Z-Z-O, no. Bounced away, ruled Maclay ball out of bounds. They've got 5 seconds to play.
So here we go. Again, off the inbound. Ball gets in the hands of who else? Blaze Wallace. Fade away, no. Tip, no. Free basketball on the South Side. We're headed to overtime.
All right, and what more could you ask for? A top 10 3A matchup. Guys like Anthony Robinson and Trey Card cutting to the dish. Jakota Morris, he puts it in. Knowles by 2.
Over a minute left, just over a minute. Maclay's turn to answer. Wallace inside, fouled. Bucket, no. He has a chance to tie it from the line with 30 seconds left. Free throw number 1, good. Free throw number 2, ice in the veins, good. We're tied up at Florida High. They have a chance to win it in overtime.
Yeah, 10 seconds to play. Robinson, Morris, dunk.
Oh my goodness.
What? How does that not go in? He gets a chance at the follow-through. He doesn't get that either. The horn sounds. We're tied at 61 and going to double overtime. How did that happen?
Mayhem. My jaw was on the floor, but in double OT, it was Blaze Wallace who refused to be denied. Gets it to go. His 33rd point of the ball game. The 2 of the biggest of the game. And yeah, you see it there. Pandemonium. Maclay gets it done in double OT, wins the District 1 title in Class 3A. 2 losses for Florida High, Ryan Kelly, both to Maclay. This one, an instant classic.
A stellar game. And to me, one of the more underrated things about what Maclay's done here, Maclay won both of those games at Bob Albertson Gym.
Yeah.
And they won both of them in dramatic fashion. Of course, I believe it was Blaze Wallace who got the buzzer beater the first time around. To do this against a program as buttoned up and as well done as Florida High, and of course, Charlie Ward squad, of course, still a phenomenal season. You're reigning state champions, but Maclay in the midst of something just so special this year. Congratulations to him. Here's Coach Granger after the game.
I mean, it's a big deal to get the home court advantage and to kind of control that part. But you know, you want to win because it's a district championship. You know, you're just prepared to put yourself in the best position for the playoffs. We're prepared, and it's not a surprise. You know, it's not something that we didn't expect. You know, this is what we worked for.
All right, you know the stakes have to be absolutely huge for it to share the stage with a rivalry that means as much to the Big Bend as the Munroe Bobcats and the Crossroad Scorpions. And funny enough, they played maybe 3 football fields away from Florida High. Yeah, this game taking place at JP2, but it was the Cats, the Scorps, the old Gadsden County rivalry. And speaking of Gadsden County, it felt like half the county was in Panther Gym tonight. They all made the trip to Southwood to watch them square off. Even Leonard Hamilton making a show to watch these guys play. Started the first half, Scorpions by 5. Nobody seems to want the ball except Alshon Hagan, who says, I'll take that, puts it on up and through. The contact, they trail 43-40.
Well, Crossroad answers the Bobcats immediately. Chris Parker, remember the name. Oh, almost tip slams it. Gets the go, 45-40.
But from there, a huge run from Munroe, including a Scorpion turnover. Makai Brown clear for takeoff.
Throw down.
8-2 run has the Bobcats up 48-47.
Another immediate answer, though. How about that? Bradwell down below and the foul. 50-48 after the and one.
Markel Bradwell was so good in this game. But Crossroad trying to heat up, but the big-time block from behind. It's Brown with the block, Munroe with the break, and Lee Cannon lays it on up and in. We are all tied up at 50.
But now, no, my bad, I'm so excited. But now the Scorpions' turn. A run for Parker. 3 won't go, but it's Bradwell again, the hoop in the arm. It's not the same clip, but it looks like it. 57-50 after the bonus. How about the score?
Fourth quarter now. Time the enemy for Munroe. They need a push. Cannon with another layup. He tries to get him back in, but the Cats trail by 5.
Every time they needed him tonight, Bradwell answered the bell for the Scorpions. Here he is, another board and the floater. How many rebounds does this guy have?
Oh, yeah, he's eventually going to get
goodness.
it, and just so decisive with it.
I mean, just fantastic right there. 70-61 Scorpions. Desperation time now.
Yeah, absolutely. Scorpions looking to get the dagger, and they'll get the block. A vicious one from Cannon, who puts all his effort into this. Of course, this is a rivalry. It's intense. You never want to lose. But the Bobcats with the ball, but not for long. Scorps favors Parker. The peanut butter and the jam. There's the dagger. The celebration at Panther Gym. Pandemonium. Crossroad avenges their one-possession regular season loss to their rivals from Gadsden County. 76-62. Crossroad gets some breathing room in this one late, Dom. But when I say this was continually a 4 to 5 point game, that's exactly what we saw.
I mean, you did not prepare me for that off the backboard slam.
That's
Ryan Kelly.
ridiculous.
Holy cow. That was fantastic. What a game and what a pair of games to lead us off for our full court finale.
Absolutely. And who better to wrap up what this game meant than the man with the dunk himself, Mr. Chris Parker.
It meant a lot to us because we lost to them earlier in the season. It was kind of a controversial game, so I think it'll be a good kickstart going into the playoffs. The last couple timeouts, like we just came to the bench. We were just like, in earlier games we've lost in the crunch time, so we just were like, we got to keep our foot on the gas and go ahead and close out the win.
All right, to the den we go. Godby looking for hardware. Welcoming in Panama City's Rutherford, the Rams. 1 minute left, first quarter. Mekhi Butler not afraid of a little contact. The human body craves contact, folks. It's the bucket and the foul. Cougs up by 1. Second quarter now. Cougs trying to hold the lead. Israel Yant can help with that. Smooth 3, 5-point Godby lead. A few seconds later, Malachi Owens drives inside. Godby cooking with gas now, 7-point lead. They're up 9 at the break. Second half now, the Rams trying to chip away. Well, Rams Stuckey barrels into the paint, gets it to go. 6-point Godby lead. Cougs, though, on a mission. Yant with the steal and the finish. That was pretty. Oh, come on. The follow. Cameron Hoyt. 14-point lead for the home team, but it gets dicey late. 6-point game, 30 seconds left. Rams with the steal. Demarius Lester gets the ball, and eventually the 3-try goes. The Rams bench goes nuts, but the Cougs survive 77-74.
All right,
final.
Let's head on over to South Georgia, shall we? Because, yeah, we had a pretty interesting one in Bainbridge. They've only lost 1 game, folks. They're really, really good. The Bearcats closing out the regular season against their arch rival, the Syrup Makers of Cairo, and they would start beyond the arc. The big splash, Dante Broadnax. Yeah, that Broadnax last name means a lot to Bearcat athletics. He puts the Bearcats on up. But on the other end, the answer immediately from the Makers, just Courtney Brown who gets it done. But here comes the drive inside from the Bearcats, coming to you via A.J. Grant. Back and forth we would go. Now the Makers turn for a counterpunch, driving inside the turnaround fadeaway. Kylan Brown gets it to go. Nice stuff there from the visitors in red and black. But here come the Cats again. Wide open 3. Splash. Getting it to go. That's Ked Bryant. Great game by both of these teams, but it's the Bearcats who keep up their winning ways, 54-43.
Feels like every week we look up, Bainbridge and Cairo are playing. All right.
Quite the crowd at Grace Christian tonight. How about that?
Good stuff. Playing host to Highland Christian, the Eagles. How about this for hustle right here? The breakaway for the Cougs puts it up and in. Good stuff.
Good
right
stuff from
there.
the captain, Cora McKay.
Yes, and so Highland Christian trying to answer, and they do. That's a 3-ball. Tightly contested game, it seems.
By the way, happy to welcome Highland to the show. This is their first one at school out of Valdosta.
Yeah,
I know you
about
see
that?
Owen Ernest with the bucket. Why not?
Yes, and Grace Christian piling it on. 3-ball. Bang, Mr. Ryan Kelly. Oh, 1, 2, 3, he says.
Yeah, that's Ben Faircloth. Good stuff there, but on the other end, Highland, splash. It was the Eagles who went over to Bainbridge and got themselves a W tonight.
Wow.
Highland upsets Grace Christian 76-67. All right, so unfortunately we weren't able to get everybody's games tonight in district action. A lot of these games on the road, but we do have some great news to report. Starting with the Franklin County Seahawks, getting another win in, 3 weeks over Port St. Joe? Sending the rivals home. They played in Weewahitchka tonight, 48-43.
Rickards, unfortunately, comes up short against Columbia. Madison County also coming up short against Hilliard. And a rarity, Thomasville, boys and girls, getting swept by Crisp County.